Let me talk about fear for a moment because I want us to understand what fear is. I think fear, by its very basic definition, has two aspects to it. The word fear means an anticipation of danger, or fear means an awareness of danger. Those two things, anticipation or awareness. Anticipation means that you're creating in your mind the expectation that something bad is going to happen, and it may not actually be real, but you've already started this process in your head, and so it's an anticipation, it's an imagination of something that may never happen in your life, but you're creating this imagination, this speculation, this anticipation of something coming your way. And it's often easy in the dark, shadowy valleys to imagine what's around that corner, and before you're there, you're thinking, I'm not sure, but I think this is going to happen. I'm anticipating this occurring. But also fear is actually an awareness of danger. It's when actually real danger is there. And so there was a sense in which David was facing real danger. His son Absalom really wanted to kill him. It was not an imagination in his head. It was something that was very real. And so fear comes whenever things are uncertain and we start anticipating things that may not be real, and our mind begins to take those things and run with them, and we build up all this stuff in our minds that may not even have any place in reality. Or also when we're actually facing things in reality that can become very fearful. And all of us go through both of those kinds of things in life. Fear has a lot of negative impact upon us. Let me give you some examples of this in the Bible. Joshua chapter 14, verses 7 and 8 tells us of Joshua's own life and how fear affected the people of Israel because of what came through their exploration of the Promised Land. Let me read this for you. Joshua 14, verse 7. Moses sent me, Joshua is saying here, Moses sent me to explore the land of Canaan. I returned and gave an honest report, but my brothers who went with me frightened the people from entering the Promised Land. What was the thing that kept the people of Israel the first time from entering the Promised Land? It was because they were afraid. They were afraid of the giants, and so it kept them from the land. 1 Samuel 13, 6 and 7. The men of Israel saw what a tight spot they were in, and because they were hard pressed by the enemy, they tried to hide in caves, thickets, rocks, holes, and cisterns. Saul stayed with his men. Saul stayed and his men were trembling with fear. Notice that they were trembling. They had gotten to the place. These were soldiers of Saul, but they now were so intimidated their physical bodies were trembling. I think we've all experienced that. Luke 21, 26, speaking of the last days, here Jesus says that people will faint from terror, apprehensive of what is coming on the world. So as we see the end days unfolding, there can be a fear and apprehension of what's going to happen. 1 John 4:18 says, fear is crippling. How true this is. When you and I experience fear in our life, it's a dark place, a frightening place. It will limit us. It will control us. It will cripple us. It will paralyze us. It will torment us. It will distort our perspective. And fear ultimately can bring destruction to your life.